Most people over 60 do their best to protect their health. They watch what they eat, they take their medications, they check their blood pressure, they try to walk more, they try to worry less. And many of them believe they are doing everything they can to protect their heart. But there is one habit almost nobody talks about. It does not come in a bottle. It is not a supplement. It is not a new prescription. It is something you do every single night for hours at a time without even thinking about it. Your sleep position. And after 60, it may matter more than most people realize. Because when you go to sleep, your body does not simply shut down. Your heart is still working. Your blood is still moving. Your brain is still carrying out important repair and cleanup work. Your blood pressure is still changing through the night. In other words, sleep is not passive time. It is repair time. And that means the way you position your body during sleep may be helping that recovery, or quietly making it harder. Now, this does not mean one sleep position can cure heart disease. It cannot. It does not replace your doctor. It does not replace healthy food, exercise, or the medications you need. But if there is a simple free habit that may support your heart, your circulation, and even your brain while you sleep, is that not worth paying attention to? Especially after 60, when the body becomes less forgiving of small mistakes repeated night after night. That is what this video is about. Not fear, not hype, not magic. Just one overlooked habit that may play a bigger role in heart health, stroke risk, and brain function than many people have ever been told. And by the end of this video, you will understand why so many experts have started paying closer attention to one simple question. When you fall asleep tonight, which side of your body will you be lying on? Many people still think of sleep as a quiet pause, a break from the day, a time when the body simply turns off and rests until morning. But that is not what really happens. Sleep is not empty time. It is active time. It is one of the most important recovery periods your body has, especially after 60. While you are asleep, your heart does not stop working. It keeps pumping blood through every part of your body. Your blood pressure rises and falls through the night. Your breathing changes, your nervous system shifts between states of calm and alertness. Your blood vessels respond to those changes moment by moment. Your brain is active too. It is not thinking the same way it does during the day, but it is still working. It is sorting information. It is supporting memory. It is helping regulate hormones. It is carrying out cleanup and repair that help keep the whole system balanced. That matters more than many people realize. Because after 60, the body does not recover as easily as it once did. Blood vessels may become stiffer. Circulation may become less efficient. Blood pressure may be harder to control. Sleep may become lighter, more fragmented, and easier to interrupt. Many older adults also deal with reflux, snoring, pain, frequent bathroom trips, or shallow breathing during the night. All of these things place extra stress on the body. And when sleep becomes disrupted, the heart does not get the kind of calm, steady recovery it needs. This is one reason sleep quality is so important in older adults. It is not only about how long you sleep, it is also about how well your body is able to settle, recover, and repair while you are in bed. That is where sleep position becomes worth talking about. Because if your body spends hours in a position that makes breathing harder, worsens reflux, increases discomfort, or interrupts circulation, then night after night, that can begin to matter. Not all at once, not in a dramatic way, but slowly, quietly, the way many health problems build over time. So, before we even ask which sleep position may be best, we need to understand this first. After 60, sleep is not just rest. It is part of your heart care. It is part of your brain care. And it is part of how well your body keeps going, year after year. What makes sleep position important is not what it does in a single night. It is what it may do over many years. That is how most health problems develop after 60. Not all at once, not with one dramatic moment, but slowly, quietly, through habits that seem too small to matter. That is why this topic deserves more attention. A sleep position may feel normal simply because you have used it for decades, but normal does not always mean helpful. And comfortable does not always mean supportive for the body long term. Think about how many hours a person spends in bed over the course of a lifetime. It is not a small number. It is thousands upon thousands of hours. And during all of that time, the body is still responding to posture, pressure, gravity, breathing, and circulation. If your position supports calm breathing, better comfort, and steadier circulation, that may help your body recover more efficiently. If your position makes breathing shallower, worsens reflux, strains the neck, or keeps the body slightly tense, that may place more stress on the system than you realize. Again, not in one night, but over time. That is the key. Small strains repeated often can become meaningful. This is true in almost every part of health. A little extra pressure on the joints, year after year, can lead to pain. A little extra strain on blood vessels, year after year, can contribute to damage. A little extra stress on sleep quality, year after year, can affect energy, memory, blood pressure, and heart health. That is why sleep position should not be treated as a trivial detail. It is part of the environment your body lives in every night. And after 60, the body becomes more sensitive to that environment. Recovery tends to be slower, sleep tends to be lighter, inflammation tends to build more easily. Circulation may not be as smooth as it once was. Even the muscles that keep posture comfortable through the night may not support the body the same way they did decades ago. So, when a person says, "I have always slept this way," that may be true. But the better question is this: is that position still serving your body now? Because what worked at 40 may not be what helps you most at 60, 70, or beyond. This is not about becoming afraid of sleep. It is about becoming more aware. The body gives us many chances to support it before a serious health problem appears. And sometimes the smartest changes are not the dramatic ones. They are the quiet ones, the simple ones, the ones you repeat every single day or every single night. That is why sleep position matters, not because it is everything, but because it is one more piece of the picture. So, why does left side sleeping get so much attention? The answer begins with anatomy. Your heart does not sit perfectly in the center of your chest. It sits slightly to the left. That may sound like a small detail, but small details often matter in the body. When you lie on your left side, some experts believe this position may create a more natural and supportive arrangement for the heart, nearby blood vessels, and the flow of blood through the chest. It is not that gravity suddenly heals the heart. It does not. But body position can change pressure, comfort, breathing, and circulation in subtle ways. And subtle changes, repeated every night, can become meaningful over time. This is especially important after 60. At that stage of life, the heart may already be working harder than it did in earlier years. Blood vessels may be less flexible. Blood pressure may be more sensitive. Recovery may take longer. That means anything that helps the body settle into a calmer, more efficient rhythm at night becomes worth noticing. Left side sleeping is often discussed because it may support that calmer rhythm. For some people, it may feel easier to breathe in that position. For others, it may reduce pressure or discomfort in a way that helps them stay asleep longer. And for people who deal with reflux, it may also help keep stomach contents where they belong, which can reduce irritation and nighttime waking. That matters because a better night of sleep is not just about comfort. It is about giving the heart and the brain a steadier environment in which to recover. Now, this is where we need to stay balanced and honest. Left side sleeping is not a miracle cure. It does not erase years of high blood pressure. It does not reverse blocked arteries. It does not replace exercise, healthy food, proper medication, or medical care. But it may be one supportive choice among many, and that is often how real prevention works. Not through one giant solution, but through several smaller choices that work together. A better breakfast, a daily walk, taking medication on time, managing stress, getting enough sleep, and perhaps choosing a sleep position that places the body in a more favorable state for rest and recovery. That is why left side sleeping keeps coming up in conversations about heart health after 60. Not because it does everything, but because it may help with several things at once: comfort, breathing, reflux, circulation, sleep quality. And when one simple habit has the potential to support so many systems at the same time, it deserves a closer look. Now, let us talk about the brain, because when most people think about sleep position, they think about comfort. They think about the neck, the shoulder, maybe the back, but very few people stop and ask a deeper question. What is happening to the brain while I sleep? That question matters even more after 60. Because the brain depends on healthy blood flow every second of the day and every second of the night. It needs oxygen. It needs steady circulation. It needs a calm, stable environment to recover from the demands of daily life. And when that environment is disrupted, The effects may not be obvious right away. They may show up slowly, as brain fog, as poor concentration, as restless sleep, as morning headaches, as memory changes that seem small at first, but become harder to ignore over time. This is one reason sleep matters so much for brain health. During sleep, the brain is not idle. It is carrying out important maintenance work. It is restoring balance. It is helping regulate inflammation. It is clearing waste products that build up during the day. And all of that work depends on healthy sleep and healthy circulation. That is where the connection to stroke begins. A stroke does not happen in isolation. It is often linked to the health of the blood vessels, the stability of blood pressure, the quality of circulation, and the strain placed on the cardiovascular system over time. If sleep is poor night after night, if breathing is interrupted, if blood pressure remains unstable, or if the body stays under quiet stress through the night, that can add to the burden on both the heart and the brain. That does not mean one sleep position alone determines your stroke risk. It does not. But it does mean that sleep position may influence other factors that matter. Breathing, comfort, reflux, sleep quality, and possibly how well the body settles into a more stable rhythm overnight. When people sleep in a position that helps them breathe more comfortably and stay asleep more deeply, that may support steadier recovery for the brain as well as the heart, and that is the point. The brain and the cardiovascular system are deeply connected. When circulation suffers, the brain feels it. When blood pressure remains too high, the brain feels it. When sleep is broken over and over, the brain feels that too. So, this conversation is not only about protecting the heart, it is also about protecting clarity, memory, independence, and long-term brain function. After 60, those things matter just as much, because good health is not only about living longer, it is also about thinking clearly, waking up steady, and staying mentally strong for the people and the life you love. Now, let us talk about something many older adults deal with, but often do not connect to heart health: acid reflux, snoring, sleep apnea, waking up tired, even after spending a full night in bed. These problems may seem separate. One feels like a stomach issue, another sounds like a breathing issue, another feels like simple fatigue, but during sleep, all of them can place extra strain on the cardiovascular system. And after 60, that strain matters more. Let us start with acid reflux. Many people notice it as a burning feeling in the chest, a sour taste in the mouth, or that uncomfortable sensation of food or acid coming back up while lying down. Some people only feel it once in a while. Others deal with it several nights a week. When reflux happens at night, it can interrupt sleep again and again. Even if it does not fully wake you up, it may pull your body out of deeper, more restorative sleep. That means your heart and blood vessels do not get the steady recovery they need. Now think about snoring and sleep apnea. Snoring is common, especially with age. But in some people, it is more than just noise. It can be a sign that the airway is narrowing during sleep. In sleep apnea, breathing may pause again and again through the night. Each time that happens, the body experiences a small stress event. Oxygen may drop. The brain may briefly wake the body. The heart may have to respond. Blood pressure may rise. This can repeat many times in one night, without the person fully realizing it. That is why sleep apnea is taken so seriously. It is not only about being tired the next day. It is also about the extra burden placed on the heart, the blood vessels, and the brain over time. This is where sleep position becomes especially relevant. For some people, sleeping in a better position may reduce reflux symptoms. For others, it may help keep the airway more open and reduce position-related breathing problems. It does not cure reflux. It does not cure sleep apnea, but it may help some people sleep more steadily and place less stress on the body through the night. And that can make a real difference, because when sleep improves, the body often improves with it. Blood pressure may become more stable. The heart may face fewer overnight surges. The brain may get more consistent rest. And the person may wake up feeling less drained, less foggy, and more like themselves. That is why this topic matters. A better sleep position may not seem dramatic, but when it leads to calmer nights, it may also lead to a healthier heart over time. So, who may benefit the most from paying attention to sleep position? The answer is simple. People whose bodies are already asking for more support. That includes many adults over 60 who live with high blood pressure, poor circulation, acid reflux, light sleep, frequent snoring, or a history of heart-related concerns. It also includes people who wake up tired, even after what should have been a full night of rest. If you often wake with a dry mouth, morning headaches, chest discomfort from reflux, or the feeling that your sleep never goes deep enough, your body may be telling you that nighttime is not as restful as it should be. And in that case, sleep position becomes more than a comfort issue. It becomes part of the bigger health picture. This may be especially important for people who are trying to lower stroke risk. Why? Because stroke risk is rarely about one single factor. It is usually a combination. Blood pressure, circulation, sleep quality, inflammation, breathing problems during sleep, heart rhythm issues, all of these can work together over time. So, when a person improves one piece of that picture, even in a small way, it may still be meaningful. That said, this is where we need to be careful and honest. Not everyone will feel comfortable sleeping on the left side, and not everyone should force it. If you have severe shoulder pain, hip pain, arthritis, spinal problems, breathing difficulty, or a medical condition that makes one position harder for you, comfort and safety come first. A position that sounds ideal on paper is not helpful if it causes pain, poor sleep, or distress. The same is true if you have heart failure symptoms, serious lung disease, or any condition where your doctor has already given you specific instructions about sleep posture. In those cases, personal medical advice matters more than general guidance. This is not about following a trend. It is about supporting your body wisely. So, the healthiest approach is not to ask, what is the perfect sleep position for everyone? The better question is, what sleep position gives my body the best chance to rest, breathe, recover, and stay comfortable through the night? For many people, left side sleeping may be a helpful answer. For others, it may need adjustment. And for some, another position may be more practical because of pain or medical needs. That is not failure. That is simply good judgment. Because real health is not about copying someone else exactly. It is about understanding your body, respecting its limits, and making the smartest choice for the life you are living right now. Now, if you are thinking, this sounds helpful, but I have slept another way for most of my life, do not worry. You do not need to force a perfect change in one night. In fact, that is often the wrong way to do it. The body usually responds better to gentle changes than sudden ones. So if you want to try sleeping on your left side, start by making the position easier, not stricter. The first step is support. Place a pillow behind your back. This simple step can help stop you from rolling over without realizing it during the night. It gives your body a small sense of structure and makes the position feel more stable. Next, place a pillow between your knees. This matters more than many people think. Without support between the knees, the top leg can pull the hips and lower back out of alignment. Over time, that can create pressure in the hip, strain in the lower back, or soreness by morning. A pillow between the knees helps keep the spine in a more neutral position and often makes side sleeping feel much more natural. Now think about your head and neck. If the pillow under your head is too high, your neck may tilt upward and create tension. If it is too flat, your head may sink and pull the neck in the other direction. The goal is simple. Keep the neck in a calm, neutral line with the rest of the spine. Comfort is not a small detail here. Comfort is what makes the habit last. You may also want to ease into this change slowly. You do not have to spend the whole night on your left side from the very first evening. Start with the first part of the night, or return to that position each time you wake up. Over time, your body may begin to accept it as the new normal, and give yourself patience. Some people adjust in a few nights, others take a few weeks. That does not mean it is not working. It simply means the body is learning a new pattern. Also, pay attention to how you feel in the morning. Do you wake with less reflux? Do you feel more comfortable? Do you notice less tension in your chest or throat? Do you feel more rested? Small improvements are still improvements. This is not about chasing perfection. It is about creating a sleep setup that gives your heart, your brain, and your whole body a better chance to recover through the night. And sometimes, one pillow, one position, and a little patience can begin that change. Before we go any further, we need to clear up a few common misunderstandings, because this is where people often go wrong. They hear that one sleep position may be better than another, and suddenly they believe they have found the missing answer to heart health. But that is not the right way to think about it. Sleeping on your left side is not a cure. It does not cure heart disease. It does not dissolve plaque in the arteries. It does not replace blood pressure medication. It does not cancel out years of smoking, poor sleep, stress, or an unhealthy diet. And it does not guarantee that a person will avoid stroke, memory loss, or heart problems later in life. That is important to say clearly, because honest health advice builds trust, and real prevention is rarely about one thing. It is usually about many small things working together. The food you eat, the way you move, how well you sleep, whether you take your medication correctly, how well you manage blood pressure, cholesterol, blood sugar, and stress. Sleep position belongs in that list, but it is only one part of that list. There is another misunderstanding too. Some people hear this topic and assume that sleeping on the right side must be dangerous for everyone. That is not true either. Many people sleep on the right side and never notice a major problem from it. Others may switch positions all night long without even realizing it. The body is not a machine with one perfect setting for every person. What matters most is whether your sleep position supports better rest, easier breathing, less reflux, and less strain on the body. That is the real question. And here is one more mistake people make. They expect instant results. They think, I tried sleeping on my left side last night, and I do not feel completely different, so this must not matter. But that is not how most healthy habits work. You do not eat one healthy meal and transform your heart overnight. You do not take one walk and completely change your circulation. And you do not change one night of sleep and fix years of strain. Health usually improves through consistency, quietly, gradually, over time. So the goal is not to treat left side sleeping like a miracle. The goal is to treat it like a helpful adjustment, a simple, sensible change that may support the body while you continue doing all the other things that truly protect long-term health. Part 10. When people think about protecting their heart after 60, they often imagine something big, a major diagnosis, a new medication, a serious warning from the doctor, a dramatic lifestyle change. But very often, health is shaped by quieter things than that. It is shaped by what you do every day, what you repeat, what you ignore, what you assume does not matter, simply because it seems too small to matter. And that is why this conversation is worth having. Because sleep is not just the end of the day. It is the time when your body tries to recover from the day. Your heart keeps working, your blood vessels keep responding, your brain keeps repairing, clearing, and restoring. And if one simple shift in the way you sleep can support that process, even a little, then it deserves your attention. Not fear, not obsession, just attention. Sleeping on your left side is not a promise. It is not a guarantee. But it may be a gentle way to give your body a better chance to rest, breathe, and recover during the hours that are supposed to help heal you. And after 60, that matters. Because at this stage of life, protecting your health is often not about doing one heroic thing. It is about doing small, wise things, consistently. A little more walking, a little less salt, taking your medication on time, keeping your appointments, getting better sleep, and maybe, starting tonight, choosing a position that may be more supportive for your heart and your brain. So, if this message stayed with you, do not overcomplicate it. Tonight, when you get into bed, pause for a moment. Notice your position. Notice your habits. Notice what your body has been doing for years without much thought. And ask yourself one simple question. Is this helping me, or is there a better way to support my body now? That question alone can be the beginning of a healthier future. And if you are living with heart concerns, blood pressure problems, reflux, poor sleep, or stroke risk, talk with your doctor and ask what sleep position may be best for your situation. Because your health is personal, your body is personal, and the best choices are the ones that fit your real life. If you usually sleep on your left side, your right side, or your back, share it in the comments. And if this video helped you think about your health in a new way, share it with someone you care about. Sometimes the smallest change is the one people remember the longest.